Chosen one, stop now and listen carefully. What I'm about to reveal will completely change your life from this moment forward. You didn't arrive here by chance. It was a divine force that brought you because a supernatural transformation is happening within you at this very moment. Your traumas are being dissolved, your wounds are being healed, and a new reality is forming around you. This isn't just a promise for the future, it's happening now. Can you feel this healing energy flowing? Will you let this opportunity slip away, or will you embrace it with all your strength? Your destiny is being rewritten, and you need to be fully present to receive this transformation. Pause this video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and comment "Freedom" to activate this healing energy. I implore you to listen to me until the end, because what's coming will completely change your story. Chosen one, the moment you've been waiting for has finally arrived. Those voices from the past that tormented you day and night are losing their power at this very moment. The guilt that weighed on your shoulders is being dissolved by a supernatural force acting in your life. It's not by chance that you're receiving this message now. This is the divine moment for your complete liberation. For how long have you carried the weight of accusations? For how long have you allowed your past to define who you are today? That time is over. From now on, a new authority is being established in your life. The power of grace is silencing all the voices that accused you, that made you feel smaller, unworthy, or incapable. Those mistakes you made, those words spoken against you, those moments of weakness that embarrassed you so much. All of this is losing its authority over your life. A new frequency is being activated in your spirit, a frequency of liberation that dissolves the chains of the past. You are being disconnected from the energy of guilt and reconnected to the energy of absolute grace. Visualize this now. All those painful memories are being enveloped by an intense light that completely transforms them. They lose their power, lose their ability to hurt you. What was once a source of pain now becomes just a closed chapter in a story of overcoming. You are no longer the victim of your story, you are the victor who emerged from it. The time of shame is over, the time of hiding is over, the time of fearing judgment is over. A new authority is being established in your life, and this authority doesn't allow the past to continue controlling you. You are being released to live in the present, to breathe deeply without feeling the weight of guilt suffocating your chest. This is a profound transformation happening at the center of your being. Old structures are being dismantled. The agreements you made with guilt are being nullified. The invisible contracts you signed with your past are being torn up at this very moment. You are being declared free. Understand this. Your identity was never your mistakes. Your essence was never your failures. Your worth never depended on perfection. The grace being poured over you now is revealing your true identity, an identity of royalty, purpose, power. You are being elevated above the fog of guilt to see who you really are. From today, when those voices try to accuse you, they will encounter an impenetrable barrier. When memories try to drag you into the pit of shame, they will face a greater force that prevents them. A shield of protection is forming around you, a shield that doesn't allow the past to continue dictating your future. Declare now, my past no longer has a voice over me. Guilt no longer has power over my life. I am free to move forward without the weight of accusations. I embrace the grace that is transforming me in this moment. This declaration isn't just words, it's the activation of a new reality. Each time you repeat these words, the invisible chains that bound you to the past weaken until they break completely. The new frequency of grace is reprogramming your entire being, releasing you to live in the fullness that was always your destiny. Chosen one, in this divine moment, every scar on your soul is being touched by hands of love. Those deep wounds you tried to hide, those marks you've carried for so long, they're being treated with a love so powerful that it will completely transform the landscape of your soul. A river of healing is flowing, reaching the deepest and most hidden places of your being. Visualize this. Every moment of rejection, every cutting word, every abandonment, every betrayal, all of this left marks on you. Marks that seemed permanent, scars that seemed to define who you are. But now, a divine touch is redesigning these marks, transforming them into symbols of overcoming and strength. What was an open wound now becomes a reminder of your resilience. This isn't a superficial process. It's not just a temporary bandage over a deep wound. It's a complete transformation from the deepest roots to the surface. The very cells of your soul are being recoded, reorganized to eliminate patterns of pain and replace them with patterns of love and fullness. The tears you shed weren't in vain. Each drop carried a part of the pain that's now being transmuted into wisdom and compassion. What once seemed like a waste, time lost in pain, now reveals its greater purpose, preparing you for this profound transformation happening now. Feel the gentle touch reaching your most painful areas. It's not an invasive touch that ignores your pain. It's a respectful touch that acknowledges each wound, honors what you've been through, but doesn't allow it to continue being a prison for your heart. The keys to liberation are being placed in your hands. Those areas of your life where you felt unworthy of love, where rejection created a painful void. These areas are being filled now. Unconditional love is flowing into you, filling every empty space, every crack, every hole that pain left behind. You are being completed, restored to your original wholeness. The river of healing flowing isn't just for your emotional wounds. It's also touching your physical body, your relationships, your finances, your mind. Every area of your life affected by past traumas is being reached by this powerful current of restoration. Nothing will be left out of this transformative touch. The painful memories that once triggered intense reactions in you are being neutralized. They don't disappear because they're part of your journey, but they lose their negative emotional charge. You can look at them now without being swallowed by pain, without being dragged back to the past. You can see them as closed chapters of a story that culminates in victory. This love treating your old marks isn't ordinary love. It's a love that knows you completely, that sees beyond the layers of protection you've built, that sees your true value even when you couldn't see it. It's a love that has always been waiting for this moment to completely transform your reality. Receive now this declaration of healing. My old wounds are being treated with perfect love. Each mark from my past is being transformed into beauty. The river of healing is flowing throughout my entire being, restoring what was broken and renewing what was lost. I receive this complete healing now. Chosen one, a supernatural liberation is happening at this very moment in your life. Those emotional triggers that for so long controlled your reactions, that made you relive trauma repeatedly, are being deactivated by a divine force acting at the center of your being. You are being unchained from these automatic mechanisms that for so long sabotaged your peace and your progress. Think about how many times a word, a gesture, a tone of voice, or even a smell brought back the full intensity of a traumatic experience, as if time hadn't passed, as if you were reliving the original moment of pain. These triggers were like hidden traps in your path, ready to fire at any moment, flooding your system with fear, anger, or shame. But now, something extraordinary is happening. A divine reprogramming is occurring in the neural connections of your brain. What once automatically triggered a cascade of painful reactions is now being reconfigured. It's as if an expert were carefully disarming each of these emotional bombs buried in your subconscious, neutralizing their power to explode your peace. This isn't a partial or temporary liberation. It's a complete and permanent transformation. The source code of your emotional being is being rewritten line by line, removing the viruses of trauma and installing the program of grace and freedom. You are being restored to your original design, free from these traumatic shortcuts that diverted your energy and attention. Visualize now. Each time one of these triggers was activated, it was as if an electric current ran through your nervous system, activating a state of fight, flight, or freeze. Your breathing changed, your muscles tensed, your mind went on high alert. You weren't really present in the current moment. You were trapped in a loop from the past. But now, these circuits are being redirected. The energy that once fueled these traumatic reactions is now being channeled into your growth, your peace, your manifestation. It's as if a dam had been opened, releasing a powerful flow of life force that can now flow to create the life you truly desire, instead of perpetuating patterns from the past. Your nervous system is being recalibrated to a new pattern of functioning. What was once hypersensitivity now becomes refined intuition. What was once hypervigilance now becomes expanded awareness. What was once uncontrolled reactivity now becomes a conscious response aligned with your highest values. Divine grace is acting as a powerful antidote, neutralizing the poison of trauma that for so long circulated in your system. Every cell in your body is being washed, purified, released from the toxic residue of painful experiences. You are being renewed from the most fundamental level of your being. This liberation isn't something you need to struggle to achieve or strive to deserve. It's already happening, flowing naturally like a river that has finally found its way back to the ocean. All you need to do is surrender to this healing process. Allow it to happen. Receive what is already being offered to you. Declare now with conviction, my emotional triggers are being deactivated. Trauma no longer controls my reactions. I am being freed from the automatic patterns of the past. A new programming of peace and power is being installed in my being. I receive this complete freedom now. Chosen one, a profound transformation is happening inside you at this exact moment. Divine grace, like a master artist, is redesigning your entire interior, transforming places of pain into landscapes of indescribable beauty. What was once darkness is now being filled with light. What was chaos now becomes harmony. What was fragility now reveals itself as transcendent strength. Imagine a palace damaged by a violent storm. The walls cracked, the stained glass broke, the structure was compromised. For years, you tried to repair this palace with your own limited resources, placing boards over broken windows, propping up walls with whatever you had at hand. But now, a master architect has taken over the restoration project, not just to return the palace to its original state, but to transform it into something even more magnificent than it ever was. That's what's happening inside you. The areas broken by pain aren't just being fixed, they're being redesigned with a higher purpose. That rejection that left a hole in your heart now becomes a space for deeper compassion for others. That abuse that fragmented your trust now transforms into wisdom that can guide others along the path of healing. That loss that seemed to have stolen your future now reveals a greater purpose you couldn't have imagined. Grace is a creative force that wastes nothing. Every broken fragment of your story is being incorporated into a mosaic of beauty and purpose. The very cracks are becoming channels for divine light to shine even more intensely through you. What the world saw as defects now reveal themselves as unique features that make your light incomparable. Feel how the layers of shame, guilt, and self-criticism are being removed one by one. Under these layers, your true nature is being revealed, radiant, powerful, infinitely valuable. It's not a nature you need to create or conquer. It's who you've always been, beneath the rubble of trauma and pain. Grace is simply removing what isn't truly you, so your essence can shine without obstructions. This redesign isn't happening just at the emotional level. It's happening at the cellular level, the energetic level, the spiritual level. Your DNA is being activated to express your highest potential. Your energy fields are being cleaned and recalibrated. Your spiritual connection is being expanded and deepened. It's a holistic transformation that leaves no area untouched. The beauty emerging from you now isn't a fragile beauty that needs to be protected from life's storms. It's a resilient beauty, forged in the fire of adversity, tempered by tears and polished by time. It's a beauty that cannot be destroyed because it carries within itself the seed of its own recreation. It's a beauty that will continue to evolve and deepen throughout your entire journey. What once seemed like the end of the story, that devastating moment, that irreparable loss, that unforgivable betrayal, now reveals itself as just the beginning of a much greater and more glorious narrative. Grace is rewriting your story, not erasing the difficult chapters, but transforming them into the pivotal moments that lead to your triumph. You are no longer defined by the pain you suffered, but by the power you found through it. You are no longer identified by the wounds you carried, but by the healing you manifest. You are no longer limited by the rejections you faced, but freed by the love you discovered at the center of your being. Declare now with all your being, grace is redesigning my interior. What was pain now becomes beauty. My story is being transformed into a testimony of power. I am not defined by my past, but by the glorious future opening before me. I embrace this divine transformation now. Chosen one, a silent miracle is happening inside you right now. Every thought, every emotion, every automatic reaction that was programmed by trauma is being recoded with the frequency of absolute peace. Your internal system, mind, body, and spirit, is undergoing a divine update, installing new serenity software that no external circumstance can corrupt. For years, trauma functioned as a faulty operating system in your being. It distorted your perceptions, corrupted your memory files, consumed your vital energy, and froze your ability to process the present with clarity. You operated in survival mode, always on alert, always anticipating the next threat. This programming wasn't your fault. It was installed in response to the painful experiences you lived through. But now, a divine programmer is accessing the source code of your being. Line by line, command by command, the programming of trauma is being rewritten. The algorithms of fear are being replaced by algorithms of faith. The routines of anxiety are being transformed into routines of trust. The malware of self-punishment is being deleted and replaced by programs of self-compassion and self-worth. This reprogramming is happening on multiple levels simultaneously. In your brain, new neural connections are being formed, creating thought pathways that lead to peace instead of panic. In your body, the nervous system is being recalibrated, moving out of fight or flight mode and into rest and digest mode. In your energy field, dissonant frequencies are being harmonized, creating an aura of stability and balance. Trauma will no longer be your prison, because the very walls of that prison are being dissolved. The bars that limited your vision are disappearing, revealing a horizon of possibilities you couldn't see before. The internal terrain where you live is being transformed from a battlefield into a garden of peace. This peace being installed in you isn't a fragile peace that depends on perfect circumstances. It's not a peace you need to anxiously protect, fearing that any contrary wind will take it away. It's a robust, resilient peace, rooted in the depths of your being. It's a peace that remains stable even when life's storms rage around you. Imagine your mind as a lake that for years has been agitated by waves of worry, fear, and rumination. Now, a powerful force is calming these waters. The surface becomes mirror-like, clearly reflecting the reality around you. The turbidity dissolves, allowing you to see all the way to the bottom with clarity. This mental clarity is one of the greatest gifts of the reprogramming happening in you. Your body is memorizing this new state of peace. Each cell is being impregnated with this elevated frequency. Your heart is learning a new rhythm, calmer, stronger, more sustainable. Your lungs are discovering a new depth of breathing. Your muscles are releasing tensions that have accumulated for years. This isn't just a temporary relaxation. It's a permanent recalibration of your physical state. Peace becomes your new identity, your new starting point. You no longer need to struggle to find peace. You start from peace for all your expressions and creations. You no longer seek peace as a distant goal. You radiate peace as your natural contribution to the world. You no longer beg for moments of tranquility. You become a portal through which peace flows to everyone around you. Declare now with absolute conviction, I am being reprogrammed with divine peace. Trauma is no longer my prison. My mind, my body, and my spirit are being recalibrated to the frequency of serenity. I am a being of peace, radiating tranquility in all situations. This peace cannot be shaken by external circumstances. I receive and incorporate this new programming now. Chosen one, the moment of your complete liberation has arrived. From this instant, your present will no longer be hijacked by the past. The ghosts of yesterday will no longer control your today. A new authority is being established in your life, the authority of grace that breaks cycles of self-sabotage and opens doors to a life of fullness and purpose. For how long has your present been stolen by the shadows of the past? For how long have you tried to move forward, only to be pulled back by the invisible tentacles of trauma? Each new relationship, each new opportunity, each new beginning was secretly contaminated by the fears and wounds of previous experiences. Without realizing, you reproduced the same patterns, created the same endings, confirmed the same limiting beliefs about yourself and about life. But now, grace is taking command. A divine force is breaking this vicious cycle of sabotage, freeing your present from yesterday's chains. It's as if cosmic scissors were cutting the invisible lines that kept you tied to experiences that no longer exist, except in your memory and nervous system. This liberation isn't just an inspiring idea or a motivational concept. It's a tangible reality happening in your being at this exact moment. You can feel the chains breaking, the weights being removed, the invisible walls dissolving. There's a lightness emerging in you, a sense of space and possibility that perhaps you haven't experienced in years, or perhaps have never known. Your present now truly belongs to you. Each moment is fresh, new, full of potential that isn't limited by what happened before. You can make decisions based on what is true now, not what was painful yesterday. You can see people and situations as they really are, not through trauma's distorted lenses. You can respond with wisdom and discernment, not react with automatic fear. This liberation affects all areas of your life. At work, you'll no longer be sabotaged by fear of failure or imposter syndrome. In relationships, you'll no longer project old wounds onto new people or protect yourself against pains that belong to the past. In your health, you'll no longer sabotage your well-being as unconscious punishment for guilt that is no longer yours. In your finances, you'll no longer resist the abundance that is your birthright. The grace now in command of your life isn't an external force controlling you. It's an internal presence guiding you, illuminating your path, sustaining your steps. It doesn't dominate your will. It frees your will from trauma's distortions. It doesn't nullify your choices. It restores your ability to make authentic choices, aligned with who you really are, not with who trauma conditioned you to be. Imagine yourself walking through a magnificent garden, where each step takes you deeper into beauty and peace. This is the garden of your present, free from the shadows of the past. Every breath you take here is a breath of freedom. Every choice you make here is a choice of power. Every moment you live here is a moment of grace. Yesterday has already delivered its lessons. Trauma has already fulfilled its purpose in your life, awakening strengths you didn't know you had, developing wisdom that only comes through adversity, preparing you for a greater purpose that couldn't be realized without the depths you experienced. Now, you can honor the past without being controlled by it. You can be grateful for the lessons without repeating the experiences. Declare with all the authority of your being, my present will not be sabotaged by yesterday. Grace is in command of my life now. I am free to live fully in the here and now. My thoughts, my emotions, my decisions belong to me, not to my past. I move forward with confidence, knowing each moment is a new beginning. I embrace this total liberation now. Chosen one, you have just received a transformative revelation that will forever change your relationship with the past. The traumas that once kept you chained are being undone by the divine grace flowing in your life at this very moment. Your interior is being redesigned, your mind reprogrammed, your emotional triggers deactivated. What was pain is transforming into beauty. What was prison now becomes freedom. What seemed like your end reveals itself as your true beginning. This isn't a temporary or superficial transformation, it's a profound change at the cellular, energetic, and spiritual levels. From this moment, you walk in a new reality. The past no longer has the authority to define who you are or limit what you can become. Grace has taken command of your life, and under this new management, miracles will happen daily. You'll see doors opening, paths revealing themselves, opportunities arising as confirmations of this liberation happening in you. Remember, you are no longer that person wounded and limited by trauma. You are a being of light, restored to your original power, empowered by the grace that undoes all bonds. Live from this knowledge, act from this truth, create from this freedom. Don't leave this message without taking action. Subscribe to the channel to receive more divine revelations like this. Leave your like as a seal of confirmation of the transformation happening in you. The grace that undoes traumas continues flowing, and your journey of liberation has only just begun.